So I'm Bob McCraney, for anybody who does not know. Robert, good to see your smiling face today. I am going to talk about something that I've started working on. I don't know that this is like the end all be all of anything, but it's something fun. So this is something new in IDX world that I don't know that anybody else is really trying this. So let's see what we can do with it. If you don't know me, these are my details. This is how you find me. There are 5 rules to a Bob McCraney presentation. 1, I talk fast, so listen fast or slow me down. I don't care which one. Feel free to laugh at me, laugh near me. These are fun meetings. I want to, don't want to be like super stressful. Social media and IDXs, they're fun. Okay, you may not think they're fun, but they're super fun for people like me who are geeks. So just take a deep breath. We will get you there. This is how I run my business. Number 4, if you had 5 other people up here talking about IDXs, you'd have 5 other opinions. So, they would be wrong, but I would be, there's other opinions to be had in this, okay? And number 5, if I'm sharing screens and you see passwords or somebody, especially like if I share social media and somebody posted something you don't like in my thread, just close your eyes because I have no control when I'm sharing what somebody just posted on Instagram or something like that, okay? Agreements? Moving forward. So what is our purpose today? Build links either to the pages you have on your website or using your URL string, create new pages on Google Maps. That's what our purpose is today, okay? So if you think you're here for some other meeting, this is what we're going to kind of be talking about. We're going to figure out how to do link building using maps, okay? Now, let me just say before I get too deep in this, this is mostly a play that can be used on Real Geeks and Pro Agent websites. If you're a Real Geeks or Pro Agent website, you have a good play at this. If you're not, it's going to be much harder for us to do it. Still possible, but much harder. And I'll show you why here in a minute. And by the way, I don't get paid by any brand to mention anybody. Okay, I got 2 more people to admit here. Okay, so first, the process is building your links and having them available. So that either means going into your IDX and building lots of pages, which I do, or just having the ability to build links on the fly. 2, upload that table into Google Maps. 3, make a map and mark it shareable. 4, create a blog on your site about the map, including some content, graphics, links to the map, things like that. So you need to blog about it after you create it, and then create a Google update in your Google Business profile. Okay, so creating an update in your Google Business profile helps you get this map out. Hey, John, I just made you co-host so you can help manage the people in the waiting room, please. For some reason, the waiting room, people are in there. So if you see that, just let people in. Okay. So here are some examples of maps that I'm trying. Okay, maps for homes for sale. That's basic. Maps for home values. Maps for holidays. Maps for events. I've done one for movers around the DFW area. Restaurants by type. I just finished the Italian restaurant one. I'm working on the Mexican restaurant one. Dog parks, daycare, basically anything I can think of that people would want to do. I want to have a map for that. John and I were on the last hour and we're both building 4th of July maps right now. Okay. In these maps, we're embedding links to our cities. Okay. So here's why I'm going to tell you these other brands may not be so good for this. Think of a URL as a sandwich. Okay, and Chris, I'm going to order a sandwich from you for, I'm a server and Danielle's table needs a sandwich, and sandwich is going to equal bread equals bread equals wheat, meat equals hamburger, cheese equals Swiss, onion equals false, pickle equal true. If I gave you that, you know how to make Danielle's burger, right? Because it's all there in the menu and it's going to say what the bread should be, what the meat should be, what the cheese should be. That's basically what we're building this out here. These other brands, I'm looking for city name equal Carrollton, Texas. And it needs to be something, logical that I can read. A lot of these other places use codes or they use city names and they add in a lot of extra characters. What Real Geeks does is just has the name of the city. And so does Pro Agent website. Cool. So these are things that we can do pretty quickly with these brands that we can't do with some of the other brands. Like Sierra doesn't even tell you what's in the sandwich. It just says results. Okay, Sierra doesn't always give us a query string URL. So some of these things, we might be able to make it work, but it's going to be harder in another brand. Okay, so just, I'm not here to sell you anything, but as far as that, but that's how it goes. So when we're in Google Maps, first thing you want to do is you want to be sure that you're signed in as the identity that you want to be. Now, who here has more than one Google ID? Okay, a lot of us have multiple identity syndrome. I have emails for all sorts of different places. I want to be sure I'm under an email that I'm going to use continuously for my business. Okay, if you, by the way, if you have a brokerage Google account, never use the brokerage Google account to do this unless the brokerage owns the map. Because if you ever change brokerages or they change their name or whatever, and you lose that access, you will really regret it. Okay, how many here have lost an email address and now you can't get back into an account? Yeah, that crap happens, and you just have to be careful not to do that. Close this out the way there. Okay, so first thing is be sure you're under the identity you want to be. Then you want to go to either the stack or saved. If you don't have saved on here, it's going to be in the stack. But if you use the product a lot, you'll have saved already on your left-hand column. And then you want to click on maps to get the list of maps that you've already worked on. And you're going to use this little tab I should have highlighted here, Open My Maps. Okay. And it's going to bring, oh, there, I created another slide for it. Open My Maps is going to open everything up for you here. You're going to do create new map. And once you get in the new map, you want to be sure to title the map and give it a little description here. Okay. You want to give it, like, who knows what a meta description is on a website? You want to give this map a little bit of a meta description. Okay. And then you want to title your layer. I title the layer the same as I title my map. And I will go through this in a minute. You can create a basic table that you upload, or you can go find things individually and put them in. Okay. When I create my cities, I'm uploading it as a table. And then let's say I have all my cities on the page and I want to do Mexican restaurants in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I will go find the Mexican restaurants independently and just plot those in. The cities are uploaded because there's just too many of them for me to try to put together. So far, I have what I call my base map. My base map is all my cities, and I can just copy that map over and then do, my next iteration of what I'm doing. The base map is already built. I've got homes for sale across Texas because I'm part of 3 MLSs and my friend is on a 4th. Italian restaurants, storage places. I had something for Thanksgiving, where to find a free Thanksgiving meal or a food pantry if you needed help. St. Patrick's events, Easter, Father's Day. I've done, I was looking at some Bright MLS stuff. Where's some other stuff? Christmas and Hanukkah lights. These were all of our sales. These are some older maps that I had here as well. So who has questions so far? Who wants this? Okay,
where
Robert?
in the heck are these maps posted? I'm sorry, where are these maps posted, Bob? Are they on your Real Geeks page?
I do take the maps and link to them on my Real Geeks blog. And I link to them on my Google Business profile as an update. But they live on the internet and are searchable. So if somebody's
okay, so
you can share it to the internet, and there's a marker you can put on there that says, let anybody searching for something find this.
Let me ask you if this is what I've already done, and I haven't done this in like a couple of years, but I saved 2 Google Maps. One was nice neighborhoods that I wanted to put postcards in. The other is all of the in-town Buckhead, cool places in town Atlanta to live. And those are still in Google, amazingly. They stay there forever, apparently. And so that's what you're talking about building is a map. I would pick a map of whatever, homes under 500,000 in the Walton High School District and save that map.
But here's the thing, those pins will change. Here's the strategy. You're going micro. Pins in this neighborhood or this school district, whatever. And those would be houses that may change later on. This is a macro strategy. You want to do your municipalities. You want to do your towns. This is not neighborhoods within a town. And the reason I don't like neighborhoods is, let's say that, little Sally at the courthouse who's putting in the records, and you puts in something like, instead of Palisades space point, she goes Palisades hyphen point. Subdivision names get screwed up in legal descriptions. Subdivision
Yeah.
names get screwed up when the realtor puts it in wrong. So searching for a subdivision can be dicey because you don't always have dependable names. Municipalities never change. Rarely, if ever, do you have a municipality spelled differently, so your link will always work. So
So if you did something like the East Cobb Food Festival, should you do something that's only like a 1 or 2 day affair and make a map of that?
I would do things that every city's going to have, like 4th of July events are all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. All over Atlanta, there's going to be every subdivision, I'm sorry, every suburb is going to have their own fireworks, right? I would do something more global than one event that's just for one place.
So Bob, is the base point advantage of something like 4th of July events, if somebody looks in 4th of July events in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, they're going to get to your Google map?
Yes.
Okay.
They're probably going to find my blog, which will lead them to the map.
Okay.
Let me show you how this works. I know this is confusing, so let's do a little bit of a live demo. I'm signed in as Texas Pride Realty, because like I said, I had multiple identity syndrome. I'm going to go to saved, and I'm going to go to maps. And I'm going to open this in my maps. Okay, so this is movers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I went in and picked out some movers. It's been seen 16 times in 2 days. All the little gray dots are places that you can click on and go, oh, what are the values of houses in the Colony, Texas? And that link goes right to my website. The little red trucks are different moving companies. And the little orange truck that you can barely see over here because it's outshadowed, that's the mover I recommend. She's been super nice.
Are the houses your base map? I'm a little lost on the base map. Sorry.
The base map is the houses that actually base map here is market report, which is a Real Geeks feature. Okay, so the market report would show, what's for sale in this area, and then they are forced to sign in. I'm already signed in, so it's not forcing it. So this would be, like anything in Flower Mound that's for sale. I wanted this to be more for sellers because normally when people are moving, they're selling their house. I have another map that I use for people who are, probably buyers. Most of my maps are going to be buyers related. The ones that I did for storage units and movers, I did for sellers. By the way, if somebody's putting questions in the chat, I'm not really good at seeing those. John, maybe you can monitor the chat. Okay, cool.
Bob,
yes.
the only thing that I would say, and I don't know if you already said this, because this has happened to me, is when you go to share this, it's going to ask you what you want to have on your map. And this information that Bob has underneath Dallas-Fort Worth movers with his identity, you absolutely must make sure before you share it that you've got that, because if you don't, so I'm in Atlanta. So Robert could take my map and use it as his, which other realtors in our market have done. And
good idea.
And if you, if Robert wanted to share it, it would still have my identification on it.
Right.
Or somebody would have to sit down and recreate their own map. It's not that they can't recreate their own map. First of all, they have to know how to do it. Second of all, they have to take the time and energy to do it, which they're not going to do. So the easiest way for you to get traction on any of this is when you do it, make sure you get credit for it.
Right. And you also, Marna, to your point is you want this to be branded, because if Robert was also a nefarious person, not nefarious, but like you put this up here and you're not branded, that's a violation of the Code of Ethics and your State Real Estate License Act. So I want to be sure that I'm complying. So I always try to tell people when you do this, brand it, because it's technically its own standalone site. It's its own standalone site. Now, I was on with a coaching client the other day and we were talking and he was looking at this and he's like, well, tell me, let's look up one of these. He looked up my St. Patrick's Day events. I'm number 9 ranking in Google for St. Patrick's Day events. And that blog's only been, how long is that's been 3 months. So it's getting some traction here. So let's do a little bit of work together here. Open my maps. I'm going to do, I'm sorry. Somebody have a question? Okay. We're going to create a new map. Who's got a Real Geeks website that I can test against real quick?
Atlanta, Advantage Realtors, ATL.com.
Advantage Realtors.
Realtors, ATL.com.
Okay, coming up here. Pardon the latency in my internet. Ooh, cannot be reached. Advantage Realtor, ATL.com.
Realtors, plural.
Okay,
Realtors, ATL.com. You scared me there.
scared me there. It's always during a demo, something goes south. I go to your advanced search and I'm going to right click and I'm going to look at your view source here. And because I'm a little bit of a pinball wizard here, I'm going to look for cities. Come on, baby. Okay, I'm going to look for the word city eventually. It's always lovely when your internet gets slow on a demo. So somebody tell a joke here. Okay, so I'm going to go for something here, city. And I'm going to grab all your cities here. All your cities be mine. Copy. And I've got a spreadsheet that I built out. Get rid of that column. And I can paste that in here as unformatted text. And because I have the delimiter set to greater than less than, it's going to split all the HTML away from that city. So I can take the HTML off and I'm just left with city names. Now, grab all those city names, copy, and I'm going to put them in here. Oops. Always better when it works right. Copy. I must have wiped out a city name, but it's not really important for this demo. Paste. Now you're in Georgia, right?
Yep.
This becomes
Yep.
GA. And your
Atlanta,
URL goes,
Georgia.
sorry? I just have to change the URL to be yours versus the one I was testing on, or the dummy one that I have in here. And then I just copy these rows down. And it will create the HTML I need, or the table I need to do the work. And that should now be over here, written the way I need it to. This creates the table that I can upload. And if the internet loves me, create a, oh, I was almost exactly the number of rows I needed. I don't need these.
Oh, cow.
Is anybody confused so far, or are you following me?
I'm following
I'm
you.
following you and I'm confused.
Are you gonna like let us borrow your spreadsheets?
No, but I will work
right.
with you.
It's copying, just so that you guys know, I think this is where, only because I'm in Atlanta and so I'm watching Robert. This is copying every city in the MLS, Robert. It is not just copying Fulton and East Cobb. So
Yeah,
you're
no, and
getting,
I only work on the north side of town. So
exactly.
yeah,
So you're getting,
But don't you want to
edit
refer?
those out before you do it.
Do what?
No,
Say what,
Marna,
Bob?
why? Marna,
Well, he
don't you
would
want
get
to?
SEO. He would get SEO and he could do referrals in those areas if he got
Yeah,
called.
Marna,
That's true. I could
Marna,
refer agents and agents could refer me.
I honestly want to break the whole dynamic that I only drive to 2 counties. Please don't advertise me anywhere else. Your license is for the state. Why not sit on
Yeah,
your butt
it
and make
is.
referral money? But now here's, Marna, one thing to your point is that we could then trim a map down and make it your radius and use that for like your 4th of July stuff. That I'll grant you. But
Right.
I want to break everybody from thinking that their little area is the only place they sell in, because we're all licensed for the whole state, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you there, but I'm like, stop. Okay, so I have a test map ready, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to call this Robert Test. I would call it something better. test map. And I would give a nice little
Well,
description of
that
your
was
land.
not good enough.
What?
Something better. Thank
Well, just
you.
for this, just so you see what I'm doing right now. Browse. And somebody asked the question, would I give them the map? No, but I will, you can hire me and I'll do this with you.
Yay, you're hired.
This is
You're
my
hired.
work product, and I've given out so many free things. Bobby's gonna make some money here. So
No, Bob, I will gladly hire you to do this.
I think I called it, did I call it? What did I call that map here? Robert test, file save as. Okay, so nothing can keep me from forgetting where I saved a file though. Oh, it went to documents. I don't want that. Base maps. Point save, let's see, save. I mean, I'm smart, but I'm not always that smart. Now, if this works, cross your fingers. You only want to click address here, and you want to click name here. Finish. And there is a map. Now, you got some Alabama stuff in here, so you'd want to trim that out unless you're licensed in Alabama. Every MLS allows you to put things in that are not in the MLS in your zone. And to Marna's point, we probably want to just make one that's local, but this is a live link. Cross your fingers and toes.
Oh, that is so wild. That is
Now
so,
there's a
yeah,
map.
Atlanta has gotten, that's crazy. That's wild.
And so that's
So the code was important.
that's 360 links back to your site now.
Are you serious? Jesus,
My
Bob.
number is
Yeah, I'll pay you for this map.
97275. Yeah.
Yeah, me first.
No, he's already created my map, so I'll pay him for it. But
Notice I didn't
seriously,
share it.
this
Notice
is
I didn't.
amazing.
And I'm not trying to be a jerk
This is
about it, but
amazing.
you know, if I come up with something, it's like somebody saying, "Hey, I don't want to list my house with you, but can I have your pictures and your map?"
No, Bob. I want to pay you. No, that's
Oh,
awesome.
no,
I just
you-
didn't think
you
you'd
do.
have time.
I know. I'm not saying you, but you get where I'm
So
going.
basically, this is going to help drive SEO to my website, is what you're saying.
As long as you also blog about it and put it on your Google business profile, yes. And that's where I'm going.
So
out
what
here.
would I say? What would I say about this crazy map all over Georgia? I've located every city in Georgia.
I would make this something like, you know, and I'd ask Gemini, what would be a good blog title for a map of all properties across the state of Georgia? What would be a good blog, 2-paragraph blog about a map of properties across the state of Georgia? And I let Gemini help write it for me.
Or go to Answer the Public.
Okay, same thing, yeah.
Start with Answer the Public, find out what people are looking for as far as homes for sale across Georgia. See what the highest rate is. Like, are they looking for homes with like right now? I just did a Google map on homes for sale with pools and public pool places around Metro Atlanta. And I posted it in May last month. It's had 3,300 views.
Cool.
Good, amazing. Amazing. So, and one thing to think about here, Marna's point earlier, we want to have one this is a short radius. You are licensed in state. What if you started like doing some things about Savannah fireworks and Savannah Father's Day events and Savannah? I mean, why not? You're licensed there. And then
Well,
you
it's
just
cool. I
make
love the
referrals.
town. I go there once a year. I go there. Yeah.
You know, that's
Greg Allman used to live there.
my point is that I think we all think too small in our MLSs.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, because I was only going to pick North Fulton and East Cobb, all the ritzy high dollar homes, you know.
Well, I know you're bougie, but everybody else got to live too. And you can make money off them.
Yeah.
So like Sheila
Now,
says,
let me ask you, let me
Sheila
make
should
sure,
advertise the whole state
let me
of
make-
California.
let
Go
me
ahead,
make
Robert.
sure I understand. Are each one of those dots a listing link? If you click that, will it like show you homes on my Real Geek site?
There's your Woodville page. There's one house for sale in Woodville. And you just now have a page.
Never heard of it.
You have a link for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Holy cow. So it's a live link.
It's a live link. You don't have to, this is a set and release. You never have to come back and change it again. So there you
Well,
go.
Gee,
Now you can also create.
Bob, thank you. And
evaluations.
now,
I'm sorry?
this is awesome.
So
I mean,
this is
this
what I
is
did
awesome.
for-
So now I'll use this methodology to create things that, like you did, that are lasting, like restaurants and movers and that kind of thing.
He gets it. The light bulb.
Not so much 4th of July events, because that's only one day. Big
No,
deal.
no. Here's the thing. Every
Um,
municipality repeats the same event each year. I just had to come into the 4th of July one in like May and dust it off for the new year.
You want to gain traction for being the local expert. I do the Christmas map for my area. The first year I did it, I didn't do anything to capture leads. I had over 3,000 people on my website at one time.
for
And
Christmas lights?
I'm in Ackworth. Okay. I had blogs and news stations in Atlanta requesting to link to my blog post.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is
So
Father's Day
the
events.
local information, the stuff that's going on, the local information, that's where you're going to get more traction than the real estate stuff, because more people are looking for 4th of July events and St. Patrick's Day events. And you're in Atlanta, you're in a town where people are traveling in and out. So you would be found.
Oh,
and
and there's
somebody's
festivals
looking for a
all the
second
time.
home.
Yeah, I mean, there's festivals all the time.
There you go.
Downtown, Inman Park, all that, you know.
So
Wow.
Bob, can I ask a question?
Absolutely, Holly.
So this particular example links to individual houses. I assume it's tied to the MLS. So as soon as that house is no longer available, it
No, ma'am.
changes with
Let's stop at
the,
perception. You're incorrect. It links to a city. So
Okay.
that
Yeah, the
everything in
city.
that city is available. And as those change, the city stays the same. So this
Okay.
link here is to Irving, Texas, not to a specific house in Irving.
all right.
So
So,
whatever-
When listings come on, it refreshes, right?
Right. Let Holly finish her question though. I want to be
okay,
sure. I
so
answer.
then likewise, if you're
Yeah.
talking, let's just say you're talking about a festival or nail salons or moving companies or whatever, if they come and go, if they go out of business, does it stay current with that? And how do you,
I would
how
have
do
to
you,
converse it
how
up
do you
from time to
curate
time.
that? And do you incorporate things like reviews? I mean,
No. Okay. So you asked like 3 questions in one and they're all very good. So let me see if I can
Okay.
break them down in sequence.
okay, I'll mute and let you talk now. Thank
No,
you.
that's fine. I love you. Okay, so let's say this is a golf course, and let's say that golf course closes. I won't know that, but if I'm doing it right, let's go to one that's not a golf course here. When I do this, sometimes it brings in the Google review for the golf course. Hold on just a second. Let me share it and get the share link. Let's look at it as if I'm not Bob McCraney person. I think it's going to show me the Google stuff for that golf. So it's going to bring up the golf course's profile, the golf course's rankings. And if it's marked closed, that link will probably show me it closed. So if there's a restaurant on there that's closed, I'm not going to go ferret out which Italian restaurants closed this year, but it's still going to just be a link.
And the way that you found these golf courses, was it different Google search?
I'm in here, so let me come in. Let me show you what I did. This was so difficult. You won't even believe it. So there's Hazlet, Texas, right?
Mhm.
Hazlet, Texas, golf courses. Don't judge my typing. I know you all are.
Can you start one from the beginning? Like, I'm
I can
assuming
in just a second. Let me finish this. So there's a pin. I don't want to be sure I'm on golf courses. And I hope I'm on golf course. Let me undo all these others so it doesn't accidentally put the pin in the wrong spot. And add to map. And there's a new golf course. I could do North Texas golf courses. And it's going to give me a series of pins. And I can just sit here and click them and add them to the map.
Cool.
Let's do
That is
Top
so
Golf,
cool.
which I think is a waste of time, but some people love Top Golf. There's all the Top Golf locations, right? Oh, look what I just did. And by the way, this is a Father's Day one that has fishing and Father's Day events. I can take this layer off and just copy the golf course part and make a golf course map. I can take this off and just do fishing, places to go fishing, and have a fishing map. I can change this around just by adding them on here. Father's Day events, I had to go to Google and look those up.
But then once you look them up, you sort of use your own brain and eyes and click into
Right.
them and decide whether or not you want them to be included in your map.
Right. So I was just doing one for 4th of July events. And the one in Carrollton, Carrollton, Texas is not actually in the center of Carrollton, it's at a park. So I put the pin where the park is, which also means that when my city house logo is there too, the pin for the house and the pin for the fireworks won't be on top of each other because one is in the dead center of the city and one is at the park.
Mhm.
Am I making sense, or am I just babbling? Because I feel like some of you might
No,
be getting
I
this
just think our brains are exploded
Okay.
a little bit.
Well, this is limitless.
overpowering.
You could pick all the plumbers in North Texas or whatever,
Plumbers?
architects,
Yeah.
whatever the heck.
So what is it that homeowners need? What is it people look up for? Well, emergency
Yeah.
plumbers, emergency vets, electricians, things like that. Now, if I wanted to, I could ask people, hey, do you want to pay me a little bit to be on my map? Do you want to help support me? And then I can make them the little orange dot like I did with the movers. The mover I liked was the orange dot. That was my recommended mover. What could you do? What is it that homeowners need? I want to do one that's like every Home Depot, every Lowe's, every Ace Hardware, every, I forget all the other hardware brands. What can I do with this? Because I know that Google has all this information and I just need to wrap it in a map and put a series of houses underneath it. And by the way, I usually have my little blue dot for Texas Pride Realty in the middle. And, just keep putting the information out there.
So Bob, the way I got traction on
Nurseries
mine
and pre-K.
Hey, Robert, hold on just a second. Marna's talking.
I looked at social media and I just looked to see what is the question that people ask all the time. Where can I find a custom cake? Where can I get custom cookies? Where can I find somebody who paints kitchen cabinets, who redoes bathrooms? And if I answer the questions that are asked on social media and then I create the map, not even a blog post, I just create the map and then I share the map to social media, there's a link to my website on the map and I just link the map. And then all of a sudden you start getting views. And then if I see there's enough traction, then I add a blog post and make it and then I redo the link to the blog post.
Okay. You said painter and then bathroom model, but you said something before painter. What was the first one?
Well, like in my market, people are asking all the time, where can I get a custom cake? Where can I get cookies for kids?
Cake.
Yeah, custom cakes. And I rank on Google for custom cakes.
I hope everybody is writing down
Public.
custom cake.
Well,
Cake.
there's a website. I think every state probably has one because there's what's called cottage industries. And
Right.
so people that make cakes out of their home, like your neighbors that are doing cakes, they have to be licensed through cottage industry. And
Okay.
so there's websites that track that licensing, just like our business licenses. So you can go to that website and find all of the companies. You probably could do, I've not thought about it, but you could probably extract the Excel spreadsheet because I can download the Excel spreadsheet. I could probably download the Excel spreadsheet for the towns I want and then upload it to a Google map and mark all of those places.
So one thing I've also thought of is like I did a map for homes with pools, which in the URL structure that we talked about, the query string, pool equal true is all I added to the end of the city name. Okay. And I have a map of if you want to find a house with a pool in these cities, boom, click. I did 3-car garage, which is garage spaces min equal 3. Boom, drop down a whole new list. I'm trying to think of varieties of houses. If you're in an area, basement equal finished, we'll add that to the list and make you a finished basement map. If you want to do mother-in-law plan and you have that available in your IDX, some people do or some people don't, mother-in-law plan equal true, boom. And suddenly you start making maps for styles of houses, as well as attractions around you. I think this has got a lot, and nobody's talking about it, so please don't tell anybody. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's rushing into this.
Well, and for anybody who doesn't know what's going on, I mean, I got the notification today. Local services ads are now going to be done through Google Maps.
Yeah, I got that
Google
today.
is-
Dave.
Google's moving
Yeah.
everything to Maps. So to
Are
not
they gonna
utilizing Google Maps is foolish.
Are they ever going to, here's my question, and you won't have the answer, I know, but I'm going to ask it. Google Business Profile is one identity. Google Maps is another. Texas Pride Realty is on both. I don't get any credit for the work I do on maps in my business profile. At some point, I want them to go, oh, this guy's good over here and he's good over here. Give him more boost.
Yes, yes,
And they
thank
haven't done
you.
that yet because they haven't tied the two products together.
Bob, I've got a question.
Yes, Beth.
Okay. You're really talking about two different things here. You're talking about building maps with specialized IDX links, and then you're
Yes.
also talking about having a base map with services overlaid. So it's two different kinds of maps.
Correct.
And then you're linking those to your Google Business Profile posts.
Mhm.
So Google, you've done it, and then you're doing blog posts, and that's what's sending all the links back to your website.
That's a very good summary, yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to
But
make sure.
everyone, let me just be specific here. Every one of these ones about movers and 4th of July and stuff like that have my base layer under it.
Okay.
So
So
even though
what-
I'm talking about, I'm sorry,
What you will do for us is help us build that base map and
I'll help
start.
you build the base map. I'll help you build whatever maps you need. I've got John sitting here helping me. John
Okay.
Wave. John's my helper. So
Okay.
I'm not through any more 4th of July, but I was just like, I get this one out here real quick. What I did on the blog was I put my map, it's linkable. And then I went and grabbed every one of the cities' information about their stuff. Whoa. Okay, well, the blog went long and it's showing all the other blogs underneath it. So I need to come edit that. I put a lot of information in it that is apparently now bleeding off into the rest of the blog. But when you're in the blog, it's going to have all the information for all the other cities right in there.
So when you're talking about all the links back to your site from Google, that's because you've
That's because
uploaded all those URLs from the IDX.
yeah, I did a table and uploaded them.
Okay. For the base.
Literally, you saw how quickly
Okay,
I
Bob, do
uploaded
this.
Robert's.
Show us where.
Hello.
Tony, you jump in here. Robert, give us a second.
I probably,
Yeah.
I don't, I am in an area that I know someone else is very strong in doing this. There's two other people that are very strong doing this. Is there any issue with that? Is there any differentiation of mine, or talk to me about that?
Let them be strong at it. Google has thousands of searches every day and he can't get all of them.
You have the same website. He's also a coach on the same website, Real Geeks. So I'm really, we're in the same area, we're in the same market, so I have a little concern.
Okay, let's talk about that concern for a second here. If you don't compete at all, you'll get nothing. And over time, Google will want to see new stuff about this. If you come up with a new way of approaching it, you will pull market share away from this person.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's great. And this is an ongoing remodeling of your website, because you indicated you can't get everything on there at once. So talk to me about that.
I can't get it. I don't understand the point. No, we can't get everything on there at once. Please explain that part a little bit more.
Okay, well, you were saying it's good to have links with 3-car garage, in-law, golf courses, etc. I do that now. I many fishing communities in my neighborhood. I'm
Okay.
from Myrtle Beach.
Okay,
So it has a very strong attraction. We have a very strong relocation here.
Okay.
And so therefore, there's a lot of things that I blog, but so that's changing, or maybe it doesn't change, but your vendors list would change and things like that to support your community, to support your clients, to support a
right.
wide range of people that will be looking for those vendors. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I hope I am.
Okay. I want to be sure that we're talking apples to apples here. I would not put my vendors on here. I would put like every mover I could find. I would put every relocation, anything I can't think off the top of my head what relocation people would need, but I would think like veterinarians and opticians, and I would find a way to get those on there, and then have one or two of them maybe be the recommended links. To your
Okay,
point,
so
that
you're saying it's not a worry. I shouldn't be worried about that. You'll take care of all this stuff, right?
I can't take care of all the stuff, but I will certainly try to help you guide me where to go, and I'll help you put it together. Yeah.
All right.
You're on the line, Bob.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tony, I'm not trying to be evasive.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm getting to where you want to go. But what I'd like to
You're
do
not being
is,
invasive. I'm just, this is how my mind works. Okay, so you're
fine.
doing good.
what you and I could do is we could have a one-on-one and we could talk about it further and figure out what would be good for you, and I can maybe like do some stuff specific for you. And your friend your frenemy who does really well, let's figure out what they're doing and beat the crap out of them at it.
There you go.
I just want to compete, and I like your spirit, but I've been doing this for nearly 50 years. And he's got like 5, 6 offices throughout and it's really huge.
But and all the other coaches on here will back me up on here, Marna. Tony, it's not you against him. It's you against you. Stop looking
Tony,
at
I got the biggest realtor in America here in Atlanta, Mark Spain. Nobody comes close to him in America. Screw it. I still do what I do. I'm not competing against him. I can't.
Yeah.
He's got 500 agents.
I don't want to be anybody else.
Maybe I said that wrong. I'm at it. I got you.
Okay.
You're all right.
Tony,
You're all right.
Tony, I think what you need to do is you need to think outside the box. What is it? And that's why I went back to social media. What is it that people are looking for in your area? Like, what if you figured out where all of the short-term rental opportunities were to invest in short-term rentals and created a map of where all those locations were? Think what maps does that person not have? What is that person not doing? And that's how you start.
Relocating people need relocating people. They need nurseries. They need temporary corporate apartments, that kind of thing. Bob, would you go back and show us where the heck in Google you pasted all of that data out of your spreadsheet? That's what I lost because you did that really quickly.
Okay, so this is the spreadsheet I did.
That's a one and done.
I'm sorry?
That's a one and done.
Yeah.
You only have to do that once.
So
Show us where
Tony, do you have a Real Geek site, Tony? Tony, unmute for a second here and just stay off mute for a second. Tony, what's your website name?
RealtorTony.org.
Okay. Okay, and we're going to do advanced search. And we're going to grab all your cities. I'm going to go to page source. I steal code all the time, and I'm going to type in city. And my computer is a little happier with me today. Right now, don't curse it, Bob. I'm going to grab all these cities. Copy. I'm going to make Robert test. I'm going to make, actually here, I'll go to the prototype. I'll save new copy of this one. We'll call this Tony test. Don't judge my spelling, please. And this is all I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out all the lines that we did for Robert, except for the top line, which will guide me. And I'm going to go over to this spreadsheet side here. I'm going to paste in those cities. And as I told you earlier, when I do this paste, my delimiter for the column is greater than less than. So that breaks the HTML away because HTML is always within greater than less than brackets. And I'm left with a list of cities. Now, I don't think any is really a town in South Carolina. I want to live in any South Carolina as opposed to Audi, South Carolina. Okay, so I'm going to paste this here. And you are not in Georgia, you're in South Carolina. South Carolina. And I'm going to come change the URL from Robert's to yours. I'm going to grab that there.
Tony, are you in Charleston?
No, I'm 2.5 hours from Charleston.
And I'm going to change, and you're a .org, so I have to be sure I get the whole thing, not just the not the middle part. So there you go. Now I can zip this all up, copy it down. You have 94 cities. So if we do this right, we'll have 94 pins. And this, I need to take it out of here and put it into its own little spreadsheet so I can upload just that one page. New spreadsheet. And I'm gonna save this as, please don't save to documents because that was embarrassing. Look, it wants to be in documents, base maps, and we'll call this Tony test upload. Now, I go to maps. I'm gonna go, let me get back to maps.google.com and get to my base area here. So this is in my maps. Let me back all the way out so you see what happens. So y'all don't get confused too much. I go to maps.google.com. I wait to see it register. I want to be sure I'm back to Texas Pride Realty. I want to go to either the sandwich, or if saved is already there, you can go directly to it. But if not, go to saved under the sandwich. Go to maps. Go to open my maps. Okay, does it make sense? We're going to do create new map, create. And we're going to call the title, we're going to layer this Tony's test map. And I would give Tony a nice middle meta description there and brand it the way it's supposed to. And save. And I would title the layer as well. I like titling the layer the same thing. Tony's test map. Save, and I'm going to import that map. And if I put everything in the right folder, it'll be there and I won't look embarrassed. Tony's test upload. Cross your fingers and toes. We want the address on the first one and the name on the second one.
Okay.
There's 94 backlinks to your site. And I bet your friend doesn't cover the whole state the way you do.
I hope you're right. He's huge, okay? He teaches this stuff, not SEO, but he teaches for real geeks. But anyway, thank you.
Oh, Greg, you're talking about Greg.
I got one more question. I'm sorry, Robert. I got one more question for you. I had a disagreement with real geeks, not a disagreement, but cities, we have townships that are looked at for, like Murrells Inlet is not a city. Sakatee is not a city. You get the point. It's probably not going to show up on cities. But there's a way.
We could do something special for you.
You're awesome. Thank you.
We could try that. I don't know how it would work, but we would try it. But, and like I said, I just want to clarify, I don't represent the brand. I just know how to pimp it out.
So Bob, I have another quick question, and I think it's related. So I just went out onto Google from my own computer, and just for fun, typed in, I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, and I typed in fireworks. We're coming right up on July 4th. So I figured there would be 1,000 other people that had fireworks in Columbia, South Carolina. And when I did that, I didn't see anything that looked like another realtor's page. I saw some of the pages that that are the social sites for around town, Cola Daily, City of Columbia, things like that. But I didn't see anything that looked like it came from another person using Real Geeks locally.
Well, I mean, that makes
Wide
sense.
open
Yeah.
field. So what I would do is,
Yeah, so does that mean compared
you're
to,
doing something nobody else is doing yet.
right,
Do it quickly before everybody else starts doing this.
right, and if Tony does it, he'll be in my area too, because it's statewide.
Yay.
So, but that's okay, I can refer my people to him and he can refer his to me, so.
Love it. Love it.
So
Greg Harrelson is going to eat both of your lunches, guys. He's huge. No, I'm kidding.
There's a
I don't want you to get any idea that I fear Greg Harrelson. I don't. There's enough business
Okay.
in it for
okay, we
everybody.
can settle that offline, guys. John.
there's a off-topic, well, kind of on-topic question from chat. Can you work with IDX Broker as a platform?
Not as easily. If you look at these slides, and I don't know if I broke down IDX Broker. Who asked the question so that I can?
No, Noel Kennedy.
Noel, what is it? Noel or Noel?
It's Noel.
Noel, what's
Noel.
your site name?
New Jersey Luxury Realtors.com.
Has anybody talked to y'all about using the term realtor? The trademark realtor? Two of y'all have URLs that are in violation of trademark. You can be Bob McCraney Realtor, but you cannot be a geographic or superlative in front of the name realtor. If you have an enemy online, they can turn you in and have your site taken down. You cannot be
Okey-dokey.
best Dallas realtor. I love you. I'm just saying that because I think
No, I appreciate that. We also forward another name over it.
what that's
IDX broker is an iframe. I don't know how you would pull that data.
so here's the city name. Let's look up a city here. Yeah, Myrna, I'm not sure this is going to work. Give me a city that I want to look at in your area.
Tom's River.
Towns River.
Tom's River.
Tom,
River.
like the name, like the guy's name, Tom's.
Yeah.
River.
Tom, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be silly here. Okay. Everything's legal in Jersey. So, okay, so here you have a city name equals a code. Okay, so the code for Tom's River is 46627, which I know has nothing to do with your zip code, but in their world, they've given every city a different code. So there's really no way for us to know all those codes. The way I can go in and pull all the cities out of a Real Geeks or Pro Agent site.
I see.
So this product is not going to be one that I'm going to easily be able to help you with. Now, I know that I can sit here and change these code numbers. Let's see what 28 is. 28's nobody. Because they're for some reason, they've decided that this code is easier to do than just give me a city name. So this is not probably a product we'd be easily.
Well, I appreciate Real Geeks.
Yeah.
I'm not here to sell you anything.
Real
but I'm
Geeks
just,
is the easiest.
No, I was with Real Geeks years ago, and I left because it wasn't able to do the advanced marketing that I do in the funnels that I do. I don't know if that's the case now or not.
I can
I
show
don't
you
know.
my leads and show you how they're coming in, but
Another question is why Lopo? Is that one we can do?
no. I'll show you. I'll skip to Ylopo in just a second here. Stick with me. So these are my Google leads in this column. This is Real Geeks running my Google, and this is my organic. I started the Real Geeks leads in July of 2020 when the pandemic kicked off, and I had 12 agents to feed. They brought me 50 leads the first month. I brought in 41 organic, 53, 36, 52, 39. You see over time that eventually I matched them. When I match them or beat them, this goes green, and I get a cookie because I want a cookie, and I go, if I meet them, if I match them or beat them, I get something as a treat. First full year, I beat them 4 times. Then in the next year, I only lost to them twice. Last year, I beat them every month, and this year I've beaten them every month. My organic is beating my Google ad. And you'll see June, July of each year, it's beaten them substantially. I can't do this with another product.
Yep.
I can't make the other products do it. And trust me, I tried with the Pro Agent website in Austin for months. I tried, and I couldn't get it to jump off the ground.
So what if I were to go to IDX Broker or my MLS and ask for those town codes, a list of them?
It's possible. Get back with me and book a time with me, and let's see what you can get.
It's Noelle, the town
Yeah,
codes
I'm
aren't from
booked-
your MLS. The town codes are not from your MLS. The town codes are specifically from IDX Broker.
Good point.
And IDX Broker uses what's called an iframe. So when you go in to search a property on the website, it's always got an IDX Broker enclosed in it. They use iframe technology. So it's
Which is the blocker.
It's their own
Block
coding.
search engines.
It doesn't block search engines.
It puts up a wall. It puts up a wall around the data.
Hey, Robert, hold on. Let Marna finish the thought here.
No, it still works, but it's on a subdomain of IDX Broker. So you're not getting the juice for a listing. IDX Broker is.
Okay, so we had a question about Ylopo. Ylopo does put a city name in here, but I've not done it for a while. Was it Ylopo, right, John? Somebody asked.
Yeah, Constantine did.
I am unsure if I can do a Ylopo site. I'm not fond of the product personally, but if you want to book time with me, I'll try it, but just no guarantees. And yes, I'm booked out through August. Sorry, I got a little more. I was never popular in high school. I don't know how to handle this, but go ahead and book me, because if something cancels, I can move you up. Or, if if you wait till August, I'll be booked through November.
You do that, and what are the terms, et cetera?
Well, right now, what I would do for you is I just, I tell you whether or not I can make it work for you. And then I can send you a custom bid, either to build out your site, or if you go to this URL, we're doing maps for, I forgot what price I even put on here. I'm the worst at pricing myself here. We had it for like 2 maps for 100, 4 maps for 200, 8 maps for 400. And you can tell me what you want those maps to be.
I don't understand what a map, so maps are, I'm sorry. What map? What is definition of a map? What makes
These
one
maps
map?
the maps that we've been talking about for the whole hour. If you want a base map, if you want a values map, if you want a map of Italian restaurants, we'll build it out with you.
And 8 different kinds of maps that differentiate between vendors or products or golf. Is a golf course a map, and is then a beach a map, and the relocation a map, and all that?
Sure.
So all those names are maps.
Yes. So we can build them out with you and show you, you help us figure out what you want with it, and we'll build it out.
How do you get in, how do you register with you then? I'm sorry if you just showed me that.
Websitebob.com.
Websitebob.com.
Yes, and if you look in the chat, John posted it, and I send it to you directly as well. Websitebob.com.
Thank you.
Cool.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, when you're pulling the cities, what you're doing is making a basic search for all of those cities, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
This is one that's based off of home values in East Texas, because I belong to 3 MLSs in Texas. This is the East Texas map. Now, I have not built alternatives like 4th of July and Father's Day for East Texas. I'm focused on Dallas Fort Worth right now because I'm one person. But
Hey,
this
Bob,
is, I'm sorry,
have you tried Real Scout?
I have not. This is what I'm working on right now.
So basically, I can go back to, because I use Realty Candy for my IDX broker. I can go back to them and tell them, give me a Google sheet of a basic search for all our towns
Yes.
and make them do the work. And then I would be a step ahead making the maps, and that would be the base. And then
If you,
I think I understand.
if you can get them to tell you those city codes, it'll unlock the world. But without those city codes on IDX broker, we have no idea.
Okay, so I need city codes, or just make them generate me a list of a basic search for all the towns in the MLSs. I have 2 MLSs.
I doubt they'll give you that, but let's see what they say. Now, question.
I have a little poll over there.
Noelle, do you have force sign in?
I do have it, but I don't like using it.
Well, then this strategy is not going to work for you. It's not even worth calling. If you don't make people sign in, there's no point in having them come to your website. You have to turn on force sign in.
And how many homes do you use?
Very first home.
Really? Okay.
If you and I, let's say that you and I run a retail shop and we're going to run a clothing store, and we're going to let people come in and they're going to steal the first 5 shirts, but we hope they'll pay for the 6th one. We are selling houses. They're stealing the first 5 houses before we make them sign in for the 6th one. And then they'll run out the door and go, I'm sorry?
Perfect analogy. Yeah.
We don't want them to steal the first 5 shirts.
No, but then when I run my Facebook ads and I pull a list of homes for the link for the lead ad form, I don't have forced. I've already got their name and email and phone number before they even get the list of homes. And that's why I don't do.
This is not a Facebook play. This is a Google play.
I understand that, but is there a way to do like both? Because the people that I send to a link on my Facebook ads, I've already got their info, and so I don't need them to force register again.
when you say let's do both, the part you do need the forced registration for is the Google side. So now that we're going to do both, you have to do it that way, or this is irrelevant for you. You might get more website traffic off of it, but you're not going to get any leads off of it unless you make people sign in. You're just letting people steal from you.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to figure out how to make
See what I'm
both
saying, but you're trying to
work.
figure out how to make it not be true.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting, I'm like wondering if I just turn around and send and duplicate the website, send my Facebook to one website and send my Google to another that has forced registration. Or what I do, or how to make it work.
I think you need some time thinking about why you're letting your kindness get in the way of your business. Because you're literally letting people steal from you.
I don't know if
Because-
it's really kindness. I kind of like the ability that when I get someone on Facebook, I can chase them down.
Okay.
Because I make them give it up first.
But this is not a Facebook play. This is a Google Bing play.
No, you could do both. I mean, when you're doing your Facebook ad, you're going to ask for the lead capture through Facebook first anyway, before they get to the website regardless.
Any other questions? I know we're running long here.
Some-
Dan,
I got a quick question.
Dan.
When you were showing your one of your screens there, you had iHome Finder. That's who I use, and it looks like I looked at it and looks like they use city code also. Is that the correct?
Yeah, we're going to need to know all those city codes, or it probably would not work. I don't know if I put iHome Finder on here. I may not have. Yeah, iHome Finder.
Yeah.
City code. In this case, it was. And by the way, I wiped out everybody's URL that I was looking at, so nobody got embarrassed. 28502, whatever that code was. It's a city code.
I did look at mine, but so my next question would be is, do you have a list of the IDXs besides Real Geeks? And my challenge is that I've used Real Geeks before. I've used about every one of them. I'm trying to stay away from the one whatever referred to as I want my own website that I own. Okay. And so I don't want a rented website. That's just my preference. So that's why I'm sort of I can't do this obviously with iHome Finder and
If you can get them to give all those codes, you might be able to.
Okay, so that would be my next question, because my area that I'm really concerned, and I do understand about the additional links with the state. I'm in North Carolina, so the additional links, but really, from an SEO perspective, I'm so pretty well versed with SEO. So my thing is I do understand the benefit of that, but if I said to you, and it's sort of like the Myrtle Beach scenario, I'm in a destination market, the Outer Banks, and really I really concerned about that strip of land. So with that strip of land, is the link juice that I'm getting each town, or is it the town and the event or the place? And what I mean by that, like if I have say 50 towns, so that's one set of link juice, but I'm also getting link juice from the events or
you're getting link juice
additional
from the
pins.
blog about the towns. You're getting link juice from the blog about the events. And if they click on the towns and go to your site, they could register and you have a lead.
Okay, so technically speaking, if I have, just to say I have 50 towns that I'm really focused on, it would be, you would be able to do what you do if I was able to get the code.
Yeah,
for
if we can
those
get those
50
city
towns.
codes. Yeah, if we can
Okay.
get the city codes, we might be able to do more. And the reason I put that slide on here is today I can make these other two products work. I don't know the other two I've reviewed 40 different IDX brands. Okay.
Just, okay, just the, which ones do you know they work with besides Real
Real
Geeks
Geeks and Pro Agent.
and Pro
Real Geeks
Agent?
And Pro Agent website.
Okay.
Pro Agent websites I can make work. Real Geeks I can make work. Holly, I think you're Pro Agent, right?
No, I'm
No.
Real Geeks.
You're Real Geeks. Okay. I made a Pro Agent site work for one of my coaching clients this week. And I
Well,
was
and
kind of
Pro
like,
Agent
hey
would
guys, I
be-
don't know. We'll just try it.
What Pro Agent would be pretty similar to Real Geeks, and that is it's the like just like all the other things. It's a package deal, the website and the IDX. Is that correct?
It is. But to your point
Okay.
about not wanting to have a rented website,
Yeah.
I applaud you for that. I don't know that that ideology is going to give you the biggest benefit.
It's just a point I've reached in my life where I've used everything from Ylopo. I reused Real Geek. I use Sierra Interactive. I use the Showcase IDX with the Agent Fire. And when I get the a little bit, actually I'm about 90% convinced. There is a 10% of me that says like, why waste my time with this stuff? But at any rate, that's just where my thought is.
Okay.
Have you
So
tried
I-
WordPress? Have you tried WordPress? Because it's really good with SEO.
Well,
out of the
WordPress,
box.
WordPress is the word. Yeah, I'm very familiar with WordPress, but you get into the same scenario where Real Geeks isn't built off of WordPress. It's a proprietary backend, like a lot of the other ones.
Right, right.
And in the SEO aspect, the links are important, but and I do really like what you're doing, Bob. But there's other aspects of SEO that I'm trying to take advantage of, and a lot of these other sites, their fault is in the shared servers and the speed that I'm able to get out of them, which does play a part in the
Dan, what's your
whole
site name?
SEO aspect.
Dan, what's your site name?
My site is titleouterbanksrealty.com.
Title? Like title, like a title race.
TIDAL.
Title Outer Banks Realty.
Yeah.
Thank you for not having a realtor. Sorry to pick on people earlier. Okay. If you want to book a time with me, great, let's do that. I do have to jump because I have somebody I'm now 8 minutes late on, and I just texted him and said we're running late. Thank you all. I will put this out. If you want to book time with me, website bob.com. And if you want to do the maps, just email me and I'll send you the link if you didn't write it down off the presentation.
Thank you,
Hey, guys.
Bob. This was great. Did you save the Georgia map, by the way?
I saved it.
Thanks, Bob.
Call me. We'll work on
Thank
it.
you, Bob.
Take care.
Thanks, Bob.
Honey, I saved yours too.
Thank you.